I think the best part of being a social psychologist is figuring out the tools to ask the kinds of questions that I think we all wonder about anyway. I teach social psychology to nearly 300 undergraduates. They want to know why their friends do crazy things and why they feel crazy things. Scientific social psychology gives us the tools to actually answer those questions in meaningful, reliable ways. So I am interested in the hard stuff that people go through in life. The kinds of questions I am most interested in right now are how people manage uncertainty, and I am particularly interested in how people deal with stressful waiting periods. So you get a diagnostic test and you're waiting for the results. You have a job interview and you're waiting to find out how it turned out. Many people say the waiting is the hardest part, and I'm interested in trying to figure out how to make it a little easier. I've certainly known many people who've gone through diagnostic tests where, cancer is the ultimate outcome they're fearing, and the period of time while they're waiting for those results can be, they're paralyzed. They can't do anything, they can't function, they can barely work. We found a few promising avenues for helping people to wait better. One of them is mindfulness training or mindfulness meditation, and the basic idea is helping people to kind of coexist with their anxiety or with their thoughts without kind of digging into them and getting overly invested in their stress. And so that would help people to just live with that anxiety, live with that uncertainty a little more comfortably. I'm a bit of a worrier, and I'm just intrigued by how we can make anxious experiences a little bit less anxiety-provoking. Maybe I'm just trying to fix myself, who knows? I'd always loved dancing. I would make up little dance routines around the house, probably most girls did. But I found my way to more formal training in high school, and then I was on my college dance team for 4 years. When I first arrived for graduate school, I'd had an injury in my senior year from the dance team, and so I had to find something that was a little more grounded, not as leaping and jumping. And so I tried belly dancing. Belly dancing and I were definitely love at first sight, and I've been dancing ever since, about 11 years. My academic life and my dance life are both some ways creative endeavors, so there's a lot of creativity actually that goes into designing a research study, and there's a lot of creativity that goes into choreographing a routine. A great belly dance performance and a great scientific breakthrough both have that characteristic of flow, that sense of being in the moment, like everything's clicking, and like you can just kind of let things take over and it will end up in the right place without much effort at all. People tend to be very surprised when they find out I'm a belly dancer if they know me in any other domain. There are the obvious differences, like I'm wearing a lot of sequins when I'm dancing, I'm wearing big fake eyelashes, and I'm usually covered in glitter. I go by a different name when I dance. But there's also a more subtle difference in that at work, I'm very much in my head, and yet when I'm belly dancing, it's a completely different forum from everything else I do. The first word that comes to mind when I think about how I'm different as a belly dancer is I'm much more free. There's a big part of you that is just kind of letting your muscle memory do the work, is trying to connect with the audience, and so you feel very much in the moment. There's a flow to it that is hard to achieve any other way. My belly dancing name is Hayal. Hayal, I was told, means dream in Turkish, and at risk of being a little cheesy, when I very first started belly dancing, it was such a revelation for me to find this thing that I loved so much that it was kind of like a dream to be able to do it. It still kind of is. I feel really lucky that as a professor at my age that I still get to do this really cool, sparkly thing.